Sawadika everyone. Today I'm carving this cantaloupe into a roses that go around the cantaloupe here. I already start about 4 already, and the fifth one start part of it, and I want to show you some technique. Maybe you those that just join in my page and my channel from YouTube, you might want to come closely and learn this. I showed this technique many times, but sometimes I didn't show the whole picture of the piece. When you carve a roses or flower that go around like this, I have done here, I have the circle of the flower, and there's this art space in between here that maybe you don't know what to do with it, okay? And at this tool here, I have cut a small leaf to reduce this art space into a leaf part. But when come to this section here, I added more petals into the top of the flower here, the first flower, so you can add a layer of the petals around it, and then what left gonna be part of the petals of the next flower. You can do that. Okay, I did that intentional, so you can see what's going on. There's a leaf here, you can do that, or add a petals. So let's get started with this whatever I have left on this rose carving. After you have divided all your rose petal, I have here is 4 petals, and you're gonna trim, roll up the corner of each section. Okay, I already have done 3 of them already. Just roll the knife into the corner of each section. Another technique maybe you wanted to know, I find this rubber ring here in Thailand. They use this to play a game. You know, you throw it and catch it. And I don't know if the other country have or not. This is a good idea for you to sit your metal. You metal on it so it doesn't wobbling on you and then it tear any ankle. I think this and very like it's not slippery. So maybe you want to look into that for this technique. Okay, let's go on. Okay, once you have starting the outside of the rose, I will keep it like that, and I will work inside first because I don't want to come back and do that later. It might mess up my center of my rose. So in between the section here, corner, you create a petal cut. You cut thin slice and stop halfway. Don't go all the way here, it's too large. So you in between the petals here, and then slant your knife and trim it out slightly to open the gap in between, and then trim the edge if necessary. Then start the second petal. You're gonna go overlap and pass this center here. You're not gonna start here corner, otherwise this will be a gap. So you have to overlap a tiny bit, tail your knife, thin slice, drag your knife, pass this corner here, and then curve it down. Lean your knife, 45 angle, and then you inside the petal will curve in. If you stand your knife like this, the petal will open up, and if you lean it, the petal will curve in. Okay, again overlap tiny bit, thin slice, drag it halfway of the petal, stop, lean your knife, trim it out. Again here, if you need it to be trimmed, you trim it out. If not, go ahead and cut a petals. And then the last one, you need to lean your knife more, so we'll trim out the center of the flower. You don't want the center here too high. If you can trim it up if you want to, but if you trim it right, you don't need to trim it out. You're just gonna go ahead and carve the petal. And if you see uneven or not rounded shape, you need to trim it out. Every time you make a pass, a cut, you need to trim your carving. Okay, keep that matrix in mind. You gotta go in between only. Don't go cut it in the same corner. Otherwise, you follow meat like this in a corner every time. So you need to go in between and carve your petals. So will look like real and natural flower instead of just carve anything. You just want to mimic the real thing. For the center here, you can carve as much as you feel like there is no space that you can work with and it look presentable into you and the viewer that want to view admire your work. So you make a decision how detailed you want. Okay. Okay, there it is. Okay, now you can start anywhere in these 4 petals. I'm gonna start with this. You're gonna flatten your knife, lay it. You don't want it straight up. You want to tilt it down flat and then grab and cut and then curve at the center and then roll it out. So you get this curvy petals. And then a second cut, same thing, and then roll it out. Use the tip of the knife, okay? So the petal will curl in more, see? If you go like this, and then this side here won't curve much. So you go lay it down, go deep inside, and then tuck it, and then trim it out. Your petals gonna become very rolling, big, rolling petals, and then it will look elegant. Okay. Continue, do that. The more you go down on the side, your petal will roll a lot. If you go really tiny, then your petal gonna stand up. Okay, I will show you this art space here. Okay, now when you finish with this one, that you have an art space here, I'm gonna go ahead and carve the petals. Continue carve another petals here. Oh no, I can't because it's too short. So this space you either can do three ways. Carve a small petals. Carve a small leaf. Create a petals, or you can use this space. Since I already have the petal here, I'm gonna use this space to be part of the petals. You decide this one or this one. Okay, it doesn't matter. So if you want this one, then you have to cut this way. You want this one, and then you have to cut it this way. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and use this for this one, this flower here. So I'm go ahead and cut a slight second layer of the flower here and trim it out. Okay, and then you see the side here, you need to overlap more and then drag it to halfway to this petal here and then trim it out. Don't trim it too much, just open the gap so you can work on it. And then this one you're gonna halfway here, so you get 2 more. But I'm not gonna do this area until I carve this flower, so I can decide what I'm gonna do next with this art space. So don't be so eager and start all the flower and then it might not look the way you want. So you stop here and leave this space as it is and go back and roll the edge on this corner here. And then this one. Okay, and okay, now same method. You're gonna tuck your knife here. You're not gonna go on top, you're gonna tuck underneath and drag it to the top and then roll it out. Again, this one, and roll it out. And this side. And so you get 3 petals already here on this side. And then roll it out. Okay. Now you have this art space and I already have this going here. I'm going to carve the petal here to reduce that. So I'm gonna carve another petals here. Start halfway, you gotta go here. Start halfway, get a little curve and curve it down to meet the outside of this flower here. Okay, and then start carving a petals. And trim it out. So it gives you eye to follow that this outer petal, it belongs to one of those, and it will continue all around. It doesn't stop. This is just the flower sitting there. Now it's all in one piece. See there? Not just one single rose and then leave some art space on it. And then here you're gonna start halfway. I'm gonna trim it up and down to get a little curve into my petals here. And then thin slide and trim underneath. Okay, voila. Now, I'm not gonna do anything to this side until I finish with this flower, then I will start. So they will look all mingle and be one piece and look continue and one piece instead of just one single flower. So here it is. For this second part, finishing up this cantaloupe carving, as you see here, I show you how to carve the roses and this space here. So I add a leaf. You can see there's a layer of leaf on the bottom here. I will show you how to do that. Let's get started. For each section of the flower, there's a where the flower meet the rose. That's where I lay my first leaf here, and then another leaf. So in between you're gonna add a second layer of the leaf in between that. So we're gonna start at this corner here where the each flower met here. I'm gonna go ahead and carve a slightly scoop cut on this area here. Okay, then you're gonna split it half. Then you're gonna take your knife, insert it, and you're gonna run your knife zigzag underneath the surface of the melon to create the crease of the leaf cutting. See there? Can you see there? Instead of cut each one by one, this is another quick and fast technique. Then again, you will do the same thing. Insert your knife, walk your knife zigzag underneath the surface of the melon and scrape off the top section of the melon here. So you have these ridges forming for the leaf underneath. Then go ahead and carve a thin slice. Wiggle your knife and keep part of the skin on it. So you have this little green effect on your leaf here, and then slightly trim out underneath it. So you will have a little green to indicate this is a leaf part, and to get texture on your leaf and your carving. Okay, now that you have this gap in between the two leaves, again you go ahead and cut another leaf section underneath that, so they're overlapping one another. Split again, then walk your knife, eat up, zigzag, and let the tip of the knife run into the center where you split, so the cutting will come out easily. See there? And we create that leaf effect on the surface, the ridges. Okay, and if you feel like they're not deep enough, go back and make a channel cut on that pass again. Then go underneath, insert thin slice, walk your knife, wiggle, keep the green on it just a tiny bit. Then go back and trim it out. Again on this side. Okay, see there? So continue to do so, and then I skip this part and I come to the next section of the flower, which is there. So I'm gonna cut a scoop cut. Then split again, walk your knife, zigzag, saw out, and drag it to meet the center that you just split. Again, do the same thing, walk, twist, saw out the surface. Okay, easy as that. Thin slice, wiggle your knife, trim it out slightly, this side. Then start the center, scoop cut. Split the center. Repeat the same step. It might look odd to you because I'm trying to get this technique so you can see better. So I kind of tilt it on one side. It's not comfortable for me, but I'm trying to work it out so everybody can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Again, walk your knife. Okay, see there? I hope you see what I'm doing here, see? And then underneath here, you can trim it out more or do whatever you next step you want, a design, or you want to stop like that, then you trim it out, see there? Okay, so I hope you enjoy this, another short technique with me, and stay carving and have fun. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.